Not a video that I wanted to make or a series I wanted to start, but stuff happens in life. It seems to me the good people in the world seem to take one step forward and 10 back. I work for my money. I work for a living, and it always seems that bad shit happens. You can either do one or two options when that stuff happens, and this goes for anybody in any situation. You can bitch and you can cry about it, or you can just say, it happens, and build back better. And with a deal like what's happened, it's a materialistic thing, so you do have the opportunity to build back better. People are not always that lucky in these situations to build back better. Some people never get a chance to build their vehicles back better or whatnot. I was in a car accident with my Cummins that I just purchased. The accident was 100% my fault. I had struck a coal truck in the rear end on our Pine Mountain over here. It was Thursday morning. The evening before, me and my brother had filled the truck up with a bunch of scrap iron to haul off to the recycling place. And I came home from working all night long on third shift and was going to take that load off. I know what you're going to say, you was sleepy. You was asleep. I was not. I've worked third shift for almost 2 years now. It doesn't bother me. I load the truck up the night before and I head out. It's raining. And just before this had happened, I'd contacted the parts store to order some brake lines. I knew they were bad. I did. Well, I come up on a truck. I'm in about third gear, so I'm rolling probably 35 or 40 downhill. And I reach for the brake, and it's not there. It's gone. So I got two options pretty much. It was either swerve around him on the oncoming side of the road and pass and try to deal with that issue, later. And just as I was about to, there was a vehicle coming, and that wasn't an option. And on the other side was a big old drop-off, and I would probably overturn the truck and hurt me worse than it did. Luckily, I got out with nothing but what you see, a forehead scrape. It was it. I was wearing a seatbelt. The truck's airbags didn't come out. It's 100 fucking years old. It didn't come out, but to most people that's going to watch this video, I've destroyed this hot new item of a Cummins that everybody's out for right now, second, and I've destroyed it. Oh, and I did. I fucked it up good. It's screwed. But it is a materialistic thing that I can build back. I paid for the truck. I'll pay for the mess up, and I'll build the truck back. But you got to think what I said. It's materialistic. It can be bought. There's a lot of folks that don't come out of stuff like that. Now, this wreck, I'm not saying was bad enough to kill me or anything. It was not. But not everybody has a chance to build back their vehicle. I was, as soon as the accident happened, I was out of the truck and was helping the truck driver set up flares and, to let other vehicles know that there was an accident. I was fine. So just remember that as this series goes along, that it could always be worse. We're very, very blessed to get to make it another day. And I'm thankful. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the damage and what we plan to do. And any time that you need a plan of what you're going to do. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, I can't afford to fix this truck all at one time. It'll be a while. It will. I put a very significant amount of money into buying the truck, and I cannot afford to fix it back all at one time. It's just all there is to it with the way life is, and I'm trying to buy houses and, whatnot. I can't afford it. So it'll be a timely series. But I'll go ahead and show you what it's done and the plans we have going forward. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this side. So from the get-go, the truck never sat right on the body. It was always off, but it was never off this bad. Okay, you can see I had the load of scrap iron, and it just came through on me. There was torque converters, You know, there's a couple engines in there, small engines. The only thing I did so far was I cut this strip of fender out so I could open my door and get some stuff out. And I cut the hood off to get the 2 batteries out that had busted, just to go ahead and get those out. And I've cut some of the bumper out of the way for the same reason. But this is all smashed. The bed has hit the cab, and it's pushed the cab in. You know, you can see the cab's pushed inward and it's busted the back glass. These things are completely fixable. The only issue is the frame. You can see right there it's kinked, and it's like that on both sides. I actually have already found another chassis, so we're gonna go that route. I found another chassis. I'll put a picture in it in the video. Luckily, I was fortunate to find, you know, this, and we're gonna take it to a sandblasting place and have it blasted completely off, cleaned, bare metal, and then prime it. And then I'm wanting to gun paint it. My whole life I've always done janky frame builds like on the Silverado. I've always just brush painted it with Rust-Oleum, and I want to paint it the same color as I'm going to paint the trucks. So the truck will probably be pewter, the same color as that. It's my favorite color. But that's where we're at. My legs kind of knocked that panel out, and my trailer brake thingy. That's kind of the biggest deal in here. It sort of got the windshield a little bit, and then this thing should snap right back in. This was already busted, the dash, you know, second gen dash. You can see it's got the seat pushed inward with the cab. That should pull. I mean, this is laying where it was at, you know. I mean, my head was over there, you know. Like I said, wearing a seatbelt, or it could have been worse. The door is all off, jacked up. But up front, the engine's fine. I'm the one who cut the engine off while it was still running, you know. While I hit the truck, it was running. It's broke the thermostat housing, intercooler, radiator, air conditioning condenser, and I'm sure a little bit of everything else has been killed. It's got the fan pushed into the front of the motor. I'm hoping that nothing on the Cummins has hurt the engine. The transmission, the engine is definitely sitting down and back, so it's probably knocked it off of a mount, I'm assuming. Which has got, in turn, got the transmission sitting all funny like. This is actually the first time I've looked at it since the accident. But there's going to be a complete build series coming. The first step that I want to do is get all this front end took off, all the scrap front end took off, and go from there. Like I said, we're lucky that it wasn't anything worse, you know. But you guys stay tuned for this build video. Like I said, it's a video I never wanted to make. I wanted to make a video and be painting the truck and getting it back nice, but it's gonna take a lot of money just to get it back in the same collapsed out shape it was in. So that's where we're at. Like, this damage was already did when I got it. You know, the rust was in it, whatever, but a load of scrap on that may have paid me $200 costed me my truck. In a sense, you know, if I wouldn't have hauled it that day or whatever. And that's the thing that you got to get over. If you live off the what ifs and whatnot, you know, you'll worry yourself to death and grieve and complain and gripe. But there's other things to worry yourself over, and it's not materialistic things, you know. So you guys stay tuned. I'm gonna get off here, and there'll probably be a lot of time-lapse videos of me ripping stuff off, because I can't really tell you how to put a fender on a second-gen Dodge when I'm ripping off a mangled one. Now, what will be really good information videos is when I'm putting it back on, me trying to set my door gaps right again, putting a bumper on, all that good stuff. So, like I said, I'm going to put a picture up of the chassis I'm going to use and whatnot. So you guys just stay tuned, and thank you for watching. I'm going to start off with this passenger side, taking this stuff loose. So you guys just stay following along. All right, we got all the ratty front end took off. And honest to God, I used a grinder, saw, and a few different tools, to get stuff off to come off. Intercooler, killed. Radiator, killed. Air condenser, killed. Bumper, killed. Core support, killed. Fenders, killed. Hood, killed. Bumper, killed. Other fender, killed. Frame, no longer with us. And we're just this far in, But we knew there was a lot of damage. Right now the motor looks immaculate, like it did when it was all right. Fan's fucked up. The alternator bracket's broke and bent. But that's nothing that we can't re-weld on or just whatever it needs. That's nothing. Thermostat housing's broke. That's nothing we can fix. Fuse box is kind of kilt. I may have to change the fuse box. I'm not sure on how hard that's going to be, but we'll just do it as it goes. Looks like all the steering components is okay. So we're going to keep going. Stay tuned. Next thing I'm going to do is remove the drive line. Before I do that, I'm going to set the park brake really good and even scotch the tires. So I'll run just a second. Alrighty. These bolts look small as crap. Them's 8mm bolts. That's crazy. For such a big old application, that's an itty bitty bolt. Let me grab that extension too. Hopefully it's come out good. Oh yeah. My plans going here is to take the drive line transfer case out and start working right towards the front, taking the drivetrain out, it's transmission and engine, leaving the front and rear end and move stuff around on. Get the first strap off. Let me move my sign here I'm laying on. Oh yeah. lovely right in the ears. Hopefully this unit wants to sit here when I take all this loose and not run over me and kill me. Is loose. And there's one out. Transfer case is leaking some fluid. Okay. And that's how you remove a drive line. Next, I'm going to get up and look and see how to remove this transfer case, because you're seeing me do this for the first time with you guys, so let me try to figure out what I need, and then I'll get back with you. Alright, next comes the four-wheel drive shaft. Looks like I'm going to have to take it apart in two different places. And then after that, the transfer case looks like it's got some bolts in me, kind of hard to get to. And hopefully it don't fall and kill me. I may get a jack under it for that part. So let's go ahead and get these bolts out. They're the same 8mm as the rear. Same as the rear. I don't know if I mentioned it, this is a 2001 Dodge Ram 2500 with a 5.9 Cummins and I'm not sure what transmission. It's a standard transmission. I got a lot to learn on that. Like if it's the NV 4500 or whatever it comes with, that I've got to figure out, but we'll figure that out along the way. Trying to get as much as I can done outside before I pull it in the garage and tie the garage up. Since we got the boat and the other project blue truck in there, Evans, we really just down in one bay of working room. I'm gonna get a pry bar and pop that out and go from there. So I'll get back with you guys when we're ready to pull the transfer case. Alright, now that you have the four-wheel drive line completely out from both ends, okay, you have a plug-in on your transfer case right here. It's rubbery and it's really easy to unplug, and it goes right here. That's where it goes. And then you're gonna have a ring of nuts that look like this. There's gonna be a stud go back in your transfer case. There'll be these nuts. I'm gonna say that they're probably 15 or 16mm. I'll let you know when I figure it out. Your four-wheel drive actuator lever goes in there. You just take a screwdriver, pop it out, and then it locks into that plastic bushing. That's pretty straightforward. Make sure you remember, I guess, what gear your four-wheel drive's in. I guess mine was in two-wheel when I did it. That's got that. I'm not sure how I'm gonna hold this big unit up yet. It's humongous, so I'll figure that out in just a second. I'll try to get some jacks and cribbing out here, so stay tuned for that. There was one more set of wires I didn't tell you guys about. I'm not 100% what they were, but they plug up there. It's kind of like a vacuum deal or something. And it goes all the way up to your front rear end. I'll show you a little bit more in depth when the cap comes off if I can remember. But for now, I'm getting ready to remove this ring right here of, I don't know if you see my finger or not, of transfer case nuts all the way around. And then hopefully I can get it off this jack. So we'll see when we get there. Stay tuned.